a beautiful Monday morning in Asheville. And what we're going to do today is just answer a quick question. And let me share my screen here. So, what we're going to be doing today, let me just start a little slideshow. Here we go. We're going to be answering the question, what problem are you solving in the marketplace? And this actually comes from Alignable. So if you've heard about Alignable, we'll talk about that real briefly. So let's jump right into it. Here we go. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Alignable, it's a really nice small business network. It's actually pretty amazing because people actually respond to you and actually talk to you on Alignable. If anyone's used LinkedIn, um, I'm sure people actually, make LinkedIn actually works for people. I just haven't found it working for me. And thus far, after, a handful of experiments on and off over a couple of years, I haven't actually closed a client from LinkedIn. So I know people do it. And I've met a lot of people through LinkedIn. In contrast, Alignable actually is a small business network, and people actually talk to you. So let's go into it. Of course, Alignable is free to join. I don't get paid, obviously, by Alignable to promote it. I'm just letting you know it's a great little network. You can actually build connections with local business. So the focus on with Alignable is local versus national. And so you can build connections, and people actually talk to you. Like I said, in Alignable, I just was talking to somebody this morning who was saying that he needs SEO and he's trying to find somebody. And so I'm like, great, let's have a phone conversation. So I've definitely closed, one client on Alignable, and I have upgraded. So if you upgrade, you can make more connections. But basically, what it is you have connections, you build connections, and you're given them, connections for free for a period of time, and then later on you have to upgrade. And they give you 30 connections a month for $30 a month. But actually, they have something called the advice section, and I'll just show you the website real quick. So when you're on Alignable, you can hit the advice tab. And if you actually respond to advice, then people will connect with you. And I found that that's one way to get past the 30, connection limit. So people connect with you. That's pretty amazing. And so I'm constantly answering questions on it, etc. And then, like I said, you can upgrade if you want to connect, make more connections. So I found that answering advice questions is great. And about the advice, let me just say one last thing. LinkedIn has nothing like this. Now, at one point, they might consider it, right? So let's hope they do. But there's actually a community of people that respond. And like I said, somebody just was chatting with me this morning. So something about the way Alignable's doing it versus LinkedIn. Alignable's going to eat their lunch unless LinkedIn gets their act together. But anyway, if you get on there and answer one or two questions a week or more, you'll get a lot more exposure and you'll get a lot more connections. Right now, I have 1,300 connections on Alignable, and it looks like I just got a new request right now from somebody in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So, yeah. And then when you connect to somebody, you can say, how's your business going? That generally works really well. And anywho, so Alignable is pretty amazing, but what I want to do here was basically answer a question that someone asked on Alignable, and I answered the question. So I'm going to answer it here. The question was here: what problem are you solving in the marketplace, right? So you can see that this question was asked by Hawada, Qatar, and Vancouver. And this question has 1,000 views and 44 comments. I can like it if I want. Well, I'm actually not on the page, but I can like it, right? And you can see here that I answer the question. So it shows when you answer the question right away. So I thought I would just answer that question here. And so what problem are we solving? So what we do is we solve the problem of being invisible. And what happens is if you do nothing, your website does not show up in Google. And if you hire someone to do SEO, even if it's a one-time thing, they'll help you find search phrases, they'll help you do SEO. And, if it's really competitive, you'll need ongoing SEO kind of stuff. And so we use digital marketing strategies. And what happens with digital marketing is the more digital marketing happens, the more you're showing up in front of Google, at the top of Google, and people are finding you. And so we've got 20 ongoing clients that we're doing that for. And we do the strategy, which is the overall procedure of how we're going to get there. We do SEO, which is showing up in Google. And that's a long, process. We do Google Ads, and Google Ads generally works really well for service type companies. And then Facebook Ads. Facebook Ads works for e-commerce as well as some service, service companies. Now, there are a ton of digital marketing companies out there, but what sets us apart is our accomplishments. So in 6 weeks, we were working with a South Carolina-based plumbing company, and we were doing Google Ads, and we were doing SEO for them. And we took their revenue from $600,000 to $1 million in revenue in 6 weeks. And they ended up going from 8 to, say, 12 million in total revenue. The gentleman actually sold his company, and we're trying to see if the new company wants to work with us. But, either way, it's been a great accomplishment. So we ended up doing about 9 months of work for them. And then also we were working with a CBD company locally, and we helped double their sales from 5 to 10K last year. So we work with both service companies as well as e-commerce companies. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for accomplishments. We have a lot more accomplishments than that. So if you want to learn more, you can call us at 828-348-7686. We're based out of Asheville, North Carolina, but we have locations in South Carolina and Texas and other areas as well. You could email me directly as well, Jeremy@PushLeads. And you can also go to my website, and incidentally, on the website, this is what's called a lead magnet. So you can go here, and you can put in your name, your website URL, a keyword, and a phone number if you want to, and you'll get a report, and the report will show you where you are. Essentially, it'll tell you what you need to improve to show up higher in Google. And that's what's called an SEO audit or an SEO report. But anyway, that's a lead magnet. If your website does not have a lead magnet, then you really need to consider creating one. Because what happens is a lot of times when people are in informational mode, they aren't ready to sort of pull the trigger, right? But they do want to learn more about your business. And so a lead magnet is something that gives value to people. And you're not asking for anything in return. You can contact them or not, but lead magnets are super valuable. So anyway, that's the question. That's the answer. What problem are you solving in the marketplace? We're solving the problem being invisible, and we do that with a variety of strategies. Mostly what it is SEO and Google Ads. And all of that really turns into business. We work with service companies, we work with e-commerce companies, and both of those we've seen a dramatic improvement. So we have a team of 10 different people, contractors that work for us, and we're expanding into more and growing our business. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me below this video, or call me or email me. If you want to, you can even text me. I'm Jeremy Ashman with PushLeads. Talk to you soon.